Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're diving headfirst into something that's fundamentally reshaping how we build software. It's the sheer electrifying speed at which technology is evolving, especially, with the rise of AI. Seriously, just imagine turning a complex software idea, something that used to take weeks, maybe even months, into a working product in mere hours, and doing it reliably, efficiently. That's kind of the promise we're exploring today.
It does sound almost like science fiction, doesn't it? But that's pretty much the ambition behind vibe coding. It's a really innovative concept detailed in the Matthew Berman Vibe Coding Playbook by Matthew Berman and Nick Wentz. This isn't just some trendy buzzword. It represents a really significant shift. It's fueled by these powerful AI copilots, incredibly intuitive IDEs, integrated development environments, and those like lightning-fast feedback loops that let developers ship faster than ever.
That's fascinating. It really feels like a genuine movement, doesn't it? Sort of a redefinition of modern software development. It's all about removing friction, increasing that flow state, and just accelerating the whole journey from concept to, well, something tangible. And here's the crucial catch, the thing the playbook tackles head on with all that incredible speed comes inherent risk.
Right.
If you just slam the pedal down without the right controls, things can get messy fast.
Exactly. That's spot on. Without what the playbook calls these essential guardrails, this accelerated pace, it can quickly lead to really unmanageable code bases. And, a shallow understanding of the systems you're building and ultimately brittle software that's just prone to breaking. It's that classic dilemma. How do you get the speed without sacrificing stability?
And that is exactly why this playbook exists, right? So our deep dive today is going to explore how it aims to unlock the full potential of vibe coding without sacrificing reliability or readability or, let's be honest, your sanity. It's designed to help you build software that's fast, yes, but also functional and really built to last, whether you're working solo on some passion project or you're part of a larger team.
Yeah, our mission today is really to give you a shortcut to understanding this transformative approach. We'll pull out the most surprising facts and the crucial insights directly from the playbook so you can hopefully walk away feeling well-informed and, ready to tackle this future of software development with confidence.
Okay, let's really unpack this then. At its core, vibe coding, as the playbook defines it, it's more than just a passing trend. It feels like a paradigm shift. They talk about turning ideas into products in hours, not weeks. That's a staggering leap in productivity. What's the biggest difference you see in how this reshapes a typical developer's day-to-day work?
Well, the most striking difference is just the sheer velocity. Historically, iterating on an idea, prototyping a new feature, that could easily eat up days or weeks. You had time for mental context switching, detail planning, all that manual implementation. With vibe coding, that entire cycle just compresses dramatically. You're almost in this real-time feedback loop with the AI. Ideas can be tested, modified, maybe even deployed within a single focused session. So the cognitive load shifts, It's less about writing every single line and more about guiding and critiquing the AI's output.
Right. So if the speed is unprecedented, how does the playbook actually equip you to harness this without, things going completely off the rails? It introduces several core pillars, and the first one seems to focus on that interaction with the AI. They call it prompting like a builder.
Yeah.
How is that different from how most developers might instinctively prompt an AI today? Like, what's the common mistake people make?
That's a really critical question. Most developers might just give an AI assistant a direct functional request, right? Write me a function for X. But the playbook emphasizes this fundamental mindset shift. You're not just asking for code, you're actually designing with the AI. So prompting like a builder, it means using conversational natural language instructions. It's less about telling the AI exactly what to do step by step, and more about describing the problem, the desired outcome, maybe even the constraints or the architecture you've got in mind, the common mistake. Treating the AI like a glorified search engine instead of a highly capable, albeit maybe sometimes naive team member.
Oh, okay. So it's about providing context, not just spitting out commands. Got it. And once you're prompting like a pro, you still need to, as they say, avoid the traps. The playbook outlines specific rules, workflows, checklists. This sounds like those guardrails we mentioned earlier. Can you give us an example of a common trap and how the playbook helps you steer clear of it?
Absolutely. Yeah, one common trap, especially when you're moving at this high speed, is the spread of what they call messy logic. Code that technically works, but is just difficult to read, hard to understand, a nightmare to maintain later. Another really insidious trap is silent errors, where the code seems fine, it runs, but it has subtle bugs that only pop up much, much later, usually at the worst time. So the Playbook's approach to avoiding these, it involves applying specific, almost rule-based thinking. For instance, they strongly advocate for something like a single responsibility principle, even for AI-generated components. Make sure each part does one thing well, or using checklists to actually verify the AI outputs against your design before you integrate them.
Okay, and here's where it gets really interesting for me. Shipping faster without blowing things up. This
Right.
feels like the ultimate balancing act, right? How do you maintain that rapid creative flow but still have those critical guardrails in place? It sounds like walking a tightrope.
It absolutely is a tightrope walk.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Playbook's genius here, I think, is its emphasis on balancing that rapid creativity with essential safeguards that are woven directly into the workflow. It's not really about slowing down. It's about building safety nets at speed. So this means rigorous, iterative testing, often AI-assisted testing, actually and crucially, a mastery of version control, like Git. The ability to instantly roll back changes or stash experimental branches or just revert to a stable state, that becomes paramount. It actually encourages bolder experimentation because you know you have an immediate safety valve if something goes sideways.
Right, the safety net. Makes sense. And it's not just about writing code lines, it's about thinking like a system designer. The playbook pushes you to use planning documents, product requirement documents, PRDs, rule sets. This sounds much more holistic than just jumping straight into the code editor.
It's fundamental, yeah, because it raises that important question. How do you make sure that the AI agents you're working with truly align with your overall intent for the system, beyond just generating a single function correctly? So the playbook guides you in creating these foundational documents and rule sets before you even start prompting heavily. Think of a PRD as your sort of high-level blueprint for the AI. It gives it a clear understanding of the what and the why. And then the rule sets are your specific natural language guidelines that act kind of like an experienced senior developer, steering the AI's output towards your desired quality and architectural patterns. It really is about designing the system, not just churning out lines of code.
And then there's this final point, which is truly intriguing. Scale solo. The playbook actually promises you can work like a full team without needing one. That's a huge proposition, especially for individual developers or maybe small startups. What does that even look like in practice?
It's really about empowering an individual developer to achieve an output level. That, historically, would require maybe a front-end specialist, a back-end engineer, a DevOps expert, perhaps even a dedicated QA tester. So imagine a single developer, guided by these playbook principles, being capable of generating complex UI components, setting up robust back-end APIs, configuring deployment pipelines, maybe even orchestrating automated tests, all with the AI acting as their force multiplier. And now, it's not about replacing teams entirely, but it's definitely about multiplying the capabilities of one person. For an individual or a tiny startup, it's a potential game changer for productivity and agility. It allows them to punch far above their weight class,
Okay, so if you're listening and thinking, wow, this sounds incredible, but how do I actually learn all of this? The good news is the playbook is designed to be incredibly comprehensive. We won't go through every single section line by line, obviously, but let me highlight a few areas that really make this guide unique and practical for you.
Indeed. And one of the truly maybe surprising insights comes right in Section 3, which dives into your strategic choice of tech stacks. The playbook argues that it's not just about what you like personally or what's conventionally seen as best for a project, but why popularity matters for AI in this specific context. It actually suggests that choosing a popular stack one with tons of data, open source examples, community discussions online, that can be the single biggest factor in how effectively your AI copilot performs. It's kind of a surprising reprioritization. It forces you to think about community data as like a foundational resource for your AI assistance.
Wow, that really is a mind shift. Thinking about the AI's training data as part of your core architectural decision. Then, Section 4 lays out the absolutely crucial step, planning before you prompt, including how to write a concise product requirement document, create a simple todo.md file. It's all about getting that clarity up front. It's exactly. Front-loading the clarity. And speaking of clarity and control, Section 5 is totally dedicated to mastering Git workflows. Because at AI speed, knowing how to roll back changes quickly, how to stash work safely, how to avoid total chaos, it's more critical than ever. It really is your ultimate safety net when you're moving that fast. And then diving deeper into how you actually guide the AI, Section 6 teaches you the art of writing these natural language rules that effectively steer your AI assistant. It's almost like having a senior dev whispering precise instructions into your AI's ear, making sure it sticks to your coding standards and design principles.
So It's about being prescriptive, but maybe without getting bogged down in overly technical jargon, okay? And if you're wondering how all these different pieces, the prompting, the rules, the Git, how they fit together into a coherent process, well, Section 7 of the playbook breaks down the full vibe coding workflow. From that initial spark of an idea all the way to shipping your finished product. It's like a start-to-ship roadmap designed specifically for this new paradigm.
Mm-hmm. And this naturally leads to those vital real-world considerations, which are tackled in Section 8, security and maintainability for actual production code bases. Because let's face it, shipping fast is one thing, but shipping securely and reliably for real users is a whole other ballgame. The playbook provides really essential strategies here to ensure your AI-assisted code is robust and safe. And for those looking for immediate actionable tactics, Section 9 then gets right into the nitty-gritty. Practical debugging tactics, some handy front-end tricks, and even how to integrate cutting-edge voice workflows into your coding process. Imagine actually coding with your voice.
And don't overlook the appendix. It's described as a goldmine, and it sounds like it. Packed with practical resources, survival guides, comprehensive rule sets ready to use for popular stacks, security audit checklists, a complete tool index. It truly sounds like a comprehensive package designed to give you pretty much everything you need to hit the ground running with this. So what does all of this really mean for you, the listener? This deep dive into the Matthew Berman Vibe Coding Playbook shows you how to not just build software faster, but actually to build better, more reliable, and more maintainable software in this age of AI. It's fundamentally about enhancing your understanding and your capabilities, making you a more powerful, more efficient developer, whether you're working alone or as part of a larger team. And probably the best part, the full playbook is completely free, freely available online for anyone to explore.
That's right, 100% free. So just to recap, vibe coding, as presented in this playbook, really represents a powerful shift in software development. With the right methodology, these essential guardrails we talked about, you truly can achieve incredible speed without sacrificing quality. It's about building fast, yes, but also building right.
And this leads us to maybe a provocative thought for you to consider as we wrap up. If AI can truly help you work like a full team without needing one, what does this actually mean for the future of traditional team dynamics in software development? And perhaps even more profoundly, how might this transformative capability start to redefine the very definition of a senior developer in the years to come? What will that new kind of mastery look like?
Powerful questions indeed. Lots to think about there. We definitely encourage you to explore the Matthew Berman Vibe Coding Playbook yourself. Dive deeper into the specific strategies and those crucial guardrails we've discussed today. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.